What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us is a new release from Monterey Bay Knives. It's not out here yet. What are out here are three of my favorite small knives. Now, I don't generally like small knives. My collection runs to big, heavy chunks of titanium and steel. But every once in a while, a knife comes along that is small, that still manages to fit my hand very well, and appeals to me because of its design, its aesthetic, and a lot of varying reasons. These three are examples. This, of course, is the Ferrum Forge Drop Gent. This is an excellent knife. It is a three-finger knife, basically, for me. I get my fourth finger on there a little bit, but it has this nice choil up front. This is an excellent small EDC knife, and the action is superb. This is the Hea Designs Hunter. This is a front flipper. This is just built well, and I love it. This is one of, in fact, I think this is probably my favorite small knife in my collection. This is a great knife. And then on a much more budget-friendly option, this is the Kubi 168. This is actually called the Thanatos. This is just a great small knife, an S35 VN. It's got a nice blade. It's beautiful. Ray Laconico, designing for Monterey Bay Knives, tends to make smaller knives. He does make some big ones, and I have one of them. But I have been sort of avoidant of his other knives for that reason. Recently, on a trip to Carmel Cutlery up in Carmel, we ran into Sanford Owen, who is half of Monterey Bay Knives, along with Ray Laconico, and Sanford, offered to send us, Women Carry Knives and I, one of their newest releases. This is the MBK EWC. That stands for Everywhere Carry. This is a spectacular small knife. It is small, but it is beautiful. It is a top flipper. It is non-locking. It has a very unique double detent system on the inside, which I am not going to take apart and show you because this is only loaned to me. The blade is beautiful. This is that Laconico kind of drop point. It is a high flat grind. It is a very simple handle design. It is all carbon fiber and titanium. But here's the thing. When you set it in your hand, and I close my hand, you can see I get all four fingers on that handle. It fits beautifully. Now, part of that is this very simple but elegant handle design. Because it's not all shaped out, like this one, for instance, I get equal grip along the length of the handle, and that means the world to someone like me with big hands. It is not locking, which means it means it doesn't lock. But it's not that easy to close either, which means, let me rephrase that. It is easy to close, but it doesn't just fall on you. Because of the double detent system, it does lock up very nicely. Now, I think that had I not discovered this through Sanford over at Carmel Cutlery, I probably never would have gotten one in hand because of my own taste and proclivities when it comes to knives. And that would have been a mistake. This is very good. On the double detent side, there is a steel liner. On the show side, what is technically the show side, there is no liner. It's just the carbon fiber. This thing is very, very light. It is, well, it's very snappy. Now, Women Carry Knives can open it with her thumb. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, I can. That's cool. But primarily, it is a top flipper, which means you just hold it like you would. You put your finger up here and pull back, and pop. It snaps open with real authority. This is a wonderful knife. It has the Ray Laconico insignia on, of course, across the back of the spine. It has the Monterey Bay Knives logo on the blade, and beyond that, there is no branding or labeling anywhere on this knife. It is elegant and beautiful. I really like this thing. I really do. And I think that you would too if you like smaller knives. Overall, size-wise, as you can see, it is about the same size as my other small knives. It offers a beautiful blade shape. It offers a wonderful handle shape. It is M390, and that is a very nice touch. These others tend to be 154 cm. This one is S35VN. But this knife offers that unique space of comfort that most of these others don't, and it does it very naturally. And it's because, again, because of this handle shape. You know, it is exceptionally light. In fact, it weighs in at 2.1 ounces. That is, well, that's light for anyone. It really is. Look how beautiful that is. So there are other knives sort of in this series. Monterey Bay Knives makes a series of small knives like this. And I have to tell you, I think I'm going to spend some time checking them out, particularly at Blade West, which is coming up. I will spend some time really getting to know the Laconico-designed Monterey Bay knives, because this has shown me that my own bias towards large knives has steered me away from what must be, if the others in the series are like this, has steered me away from what are obviously some really beautiful and excellently made knives. This is just awesome. Let's do the measurements just for the giggles of it. You get 1, 2 3/4 inches of cutting surface. You get 3 inches of M390. The overall knife is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3/4 inches long. It is absolutely a drop in the pocket and forget about it knife because of how little it weighs. The pocket clip is excellently done. It's got good ramp. It's got good spring. It's deep enough. As you can see, you get a little knife sticking up out of the pocket there. But it is deep enough that it just sort of sits into your pocket and disappears. But at this weight, if you don't want to use the pocket clip, you can just drop it in your pocket and forget about it. It really is good that way. Let's see exactly how much knife we've got sticking up. There you go. Not much, enough to get a handle on and pull out of the pocket if you were so inclined. I'm a little in love with this. It's got barrel standoffs at the back. It is very clean in design. This one came directly from them. Centering is perfect. I love how nice and thick the blade is all the way down through the handle. This is, well, it's that unique combination of pure functionality and aesthetic beauty that really, well, it's one of the reasons I love knives so much. And this is just all of those. So, what is my final take on the MBK EWC, the Everywhere Carry? Well, my final take is this. If you like small knives, if you like particular small knives, if there are small knives that appeal to you, and you notice I'm doing that because big knives have a real following, don't ignore this. It's a little more expensive than this one. It's much easier to find than this one. This one's out of production. But it is not expensive overall. It is comfortable in hand. It is well made. It is beautiful to look at. And because it is non-locking, if you live in a place or go to a place where locking blades are a problem, this knife will absolutely meet your needs. What a masterpiece. What an absolute piece of art. You know, it's funny. I told Sanford, I said, okay, you know, we're going to get it. And I don't really like small knives. So if I don't like it, I'm going to say so. But I do. I do. In fact, if I owned it, I recently released a video called My Favorite Small Knives. If I owned this, it would have been part of that collection. No question. It really would have. Now, I think Women Carry Knives. In fact, I know she did. I was there. She did this comparison. This is the small, the Rat Model 2. This is a very traditional and common small knife. This knife has the handle problem that I was sharing with you about other knives. It is shaped like its larger brother, and that means that my hand is forced to try to squeeze into these swells, and I end up with my pinky kind of up here on this ridge. It is not comfortable for me at all. And in fact, because of this design right here, it feels like it's trying to push my hand off the back of the knife all the time. This knife has none of that. It really doesn't. Holding it like this for push cuts, there is no rock, at all. Holding it this way for draw cuts, you are well in control. Your hand is allowed to travel up the knife to a beautiful, to a comfortable and beautiful. I don't know. Sometimes I get caught up in the language. My point is that this is comfortable any way that you want to hold it. It is important to remember that it doesn't lock. If you are a thumb on the blade person and you're going to do a push cut, if you miss, you can just close it, and that is not something you're going to want to do. So I recommend holding it this way, or for push cuts this way with your hand out of the way, because, again, non-locking. But you know what? It is as much art as it is science, and that is spectacular. So, Ray Laconico, thank you for this beautiful design. Sanford, over at Carmel Cutlery, you, the other half of MBK Knives, thank you so much for sending this along to Women Carry Knives and I to take a look at. We have enjoyed having it around a lot. Thank you for opening our eyes and showing us what a really good small knife could be from a wonderful local company. That part makes me happy as well. I look forward to other knives from Monterey Bay Knives. I, of course, look forward to more of Ray Laconico's designs in my collection. Thank you so much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure sharing this knife with you. I hope you've enjoyed seeing it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.